Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Bold Hairspring. As always, it's me, Ivan, and I'm very excited to tell you about my experience with DIY Watch Club. You see, this is a brand that sells a variety of watch kits which come with all the necessary tools so that you can easily assemble your watch all by yourself. I know, it sounds a bit scary, but trust me, it's much easier than you think, and you will learn a lot during the process. The watch that I built and that I will be showing you today is this Pepsi GMT. It came out pretty well, but I did make a couple of mistakes. This watch has been sent to me for a review by DIY Watch Club directly, but I've left the link to their website in the description below in case you end up interested in getting one of these kits yourself. As you can see, they offer all sorts of watch designs, and the prices are on the affordable side of things. The watch we'll be having a look at costs $338 or euro, but if you go for the top hat sapphire crystal and the Pro Tools box, then the price is a bit higher, $427, which is still very much worth it in my opinion. Alright guys, here's a quick look at everything that comes with the Pro Tools kit. In this box you will find all the watch parts, such as the case, the movement, the dial and the hands, as well as the FKM rubber strap. There are even some tools that I didn't use during the process and I have no idea what they're for, such as this big toothpick. Anyway, the point is there is literally everything that you need for the assembly, and once you're done, you can put all the tools back in the box and keep them until the next time you decide to be a watchmaker. Unfortunately, I didn't record myself putting all the parts together, but DIY Watch Club have done a fantastic job with their video tutorial. It's very comprehensive, very informative, and whatever doubts you may have, I assure you they are explained in their video. In my case, watching the tutorial and following the steps very carefully, I was able to build the watch in about 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I'm very happy with the final result. The biggest mistake I made was with the handset, and installing the hands is the most difficult part, but it's not as difficult as you think. What I did wrong was bending the minute hand downwards, and when I started to set the time with the crown, the minute hand scratched the hour hand. Not a big deal, I can barely see it when the watch is on my wrist, but I definitely could have avoided it if I were a bit more careful. By the way, with the kit you get 2 hands of each, but I decided not to replace it. For some reason I like it the way it is now. The rest of the process is extremely easy. You simply place the movement in the case, screw the case back and place the bezel insert. My recommendation is that you really take your time, do it in a well-lit environment. If possible, don't do it when you're tired or after work, and I'm sure you have no problems at all. Once built, the watch itself is very nice. The build quality and the finishing of the case are very impressive. The brushing is excellent, and as you can see, the high polished bevels on the lugs look fantastic. I opted for the top hat sapphire crystal upgrades, and together with the aluminum Pepsi bezel, they give the watch a very nice vintage look, although the dimensions are modern. Having said that, the case diameter is 41mm, the lug-to-lug distance is 47.5, while the thickness is 15.7mm. Finally guys, the lug width is 22mm, and on the supplied FKM black rubber band it weighs 104 grams, so it is a watch with a lot of wrist presence. As always, here you can see how it looks on my 17cm or 6.7 inch wrist. It feels very well balanced and it wears very comfortably thanks to the rubber band, which is of a very nice quality as well. It's very flexible and it comes with quick release spring bars for easy removal. Next, I would like to show you the dial. It's a sandwich dial, it's quite clean and it's very legible. I also like the handset. We've got an arrow GMT hand, a broad arrow hour hand, a seconds hand with an arrow counterweight, I really like that one, and finally there is the sword minute hand. From these close-up shots you can see the scratches I did on the hour hand. Once again, I could have avoided them, but as I said earlier, I'm not bothered at all as they remind me of the experience, which honestly, it was very good. Here I would also like us to have a quick word about the bezel. You know, the best part about building a watch yourself is that you can make sure the bezel is aligned, and I think I pretty much nailed this one. The action is also quite nice, the bezel is very easy to turn, perhaps a bit too easy, but it's a good bezel action nonetheless. It's a unidirectional 120 click bezel, but in the video tutorial, DIY Watch Club explain you how to remove the spring. If you do so, the bezel will slide in both directions, just like the bezel on the Seiko 5 Sports GMT. Before we move on to the movement, let's check the lume. As you can see, it's pretty good. It's all Super Luminova BGW9 except for the GMT hand and the lume pip at 12 o'clock, which is Super Luminova C3. It's not the most generous lume application I've ever seen, but that's simply because there is so much you can do with a sandwich dial. However, it's bright enough, it's long-lasting, and even after 6-7 hours you'll still be able to tell the time in complete darkness. When it comes to the movement, guys, this watch features the Seiko NH34 automatic movement that is also found in the Seiko 5 Sports GMT. The specs of this caliber are almost identical to the well-known NH35, so it also has 24 joules and about 41 hours of power reserve. The accuracy is rated at plus 40 seconds to minus 20 seconds per day, but normally these movements perform much better than that, and this is exactly the case here. In fact, with the watch accuracy meter, I'm getting a perfect reading of 0 seconds per day, so you really shouldn't worry about the accuracy. I'm sure you've already noticed, but my DIY watch kit came with the custom rotor, which is decorated and engraved with the name of the channel. It looks great, but it is here where I did the second mistake. I left a fingerprint or a smudge of some sort on it without noticing, but it can be easily solved. The custom rotor is $45 or Euro option, which I do recommend, especially if you're buying this kit as a present for someone who loves watches. Guys, the bottom line is the DIY Watch Club kits are amazing in my opinion. They offer a lot of value and a lot of fun for the money. There are very little things that you can mess up, and even if you do, you'll be able to easily fix them. On top of that, if you buy one of these kits, you aren't simply buying a watch, but you're also investing in yourself. I mean, you will build up your confidence and you will learn the basics of watchmaking. So if you like the idea of building your own watch, definitely go for it. It's a very rewarding experience. This is the end of today's video. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever built or modded a watch and which part did you find to be the most challenging. Thank you very much for stopping by. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one.